Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yoga with Sarah Trapani. I really appreciate your presence here, as usual, in my videos, in my practices. And today we're taking a challenging practice. It's a yoga flow, linking the poses with the breath for the whole body, and a little challenging today. So please grab your mat. It can be helpful to have a couple yoga blocks handy throughout this practice if you need them, but if you don't need them, don't worry about it. Let's get started. See you there. So we're going to get started on the back for this practice. So that's one of my favorite places to start any posture practice, is on the back, so that you're able to really rest and release your back body. So as you lay down on the back, take your palms to face up and step your feet mat width distance apart, and go ahead and take a few windshield wipers to wring out your back. Close your eyes if you're comfortable with that, tuning into how you feel today. And then bringing your knees back to center, drop your knees together to touch in constructive rest pose. So the feet are mat width distance apart, and you let your knees soften and to connect, and the thigh bones drop into the hip sockets. Take a body scan and check in with how you feel today, from the crown of the head all the way down through the toes and fingers. And give yourself total permission to be here and present in your body for this practice. As you inhale next, reach your arms overhead and stretch your fingertips away. Open your knees, bring your soles of feet together. As the knees fall open, reach your fingertips away from the tops of the thighs. Take a full inhale into that lower back, into the hips. Exhale, draw the knees in. Bring your hands through heart center, lightly pressing the thumbs to connect in the center of the chest. Setting your intention for practice today. What do you want to cultivate here in this time on your mat? You can bring that intention with you throughout the practice. Then go ahead and hug that left knee in, give a squeeze, press through that right foot, and hug the left thigh in toward the side waist. And then release, hug your right knee in, give it a squeeze. And then cross your right ankle on top of the left thigh, thread the needle, coming into figure 4 pose with your hands in the left knee crease, and extend your left sole of the foot toward the ceiling. You're going to press that right inner knee away from your earlobe and press your right lower back toward the floor. And pause there, noticing the area of the most sensation. And inhale to hug the legs a little closer, still pressing that right knee away. And then uncross, bring your feet back on the ground. And then hug your right knee in, give it a squeeze, and release that right foot down. And hug the left knee in, give it a squeeze, cross your left ankle on top of your right thigh, and then go ahead and thread the needle and take your right sole of the foot toward the ceiling, hands behind the thigh bone. Press that left lower back down toward the ground, thinking of the tailbone dragging away from the chin, and all the while keeping your jaw relaxed, your shoulders, the place where the head of the arm bones connect into the shoulder socket feels very soft. And hug the legs a little closer in. Uncross, full happy baby. Warming up a little bit through the hips before we move into some more challenging poses later on. Very important to prepare the body so you don't push too hard when you're not quite warmed up. So go ahead and release the feet, cross either ankle on top. We're going to roll right up to sit, and then come right over your knees and come right back into downward facing dog. Find yourself into that first downward dog of this practice today, stretching the heels of the hands away from your heels of your feet, starting with the knees a little bit bent so you can really search for that length of your lower back. Great. Now step your feet a little closer together and stretch your right heel high into three-legged dog. Draw that left thigh bone back. Keep lifting your left underarm up so it doesn't sag. And the shoulders stay equal. We're going to inhale, exhale, knee to nose, lift the belly, slide your right foot through right between the hands. Now touch your left knee down, take the top of your left foot flat. Walk your hands to your right thigh. Staying here, or if it's available, sweep the arms up into crescent lunge, Anjanasana. And we're inhaling to root through the feet, top of the left foot presses, arch through your upper back, look up. Exhale, release your hands to frame that front foot. Tuck your left toes underneath. Lift your left thigh. Step right back into plank pose. Hug your elbows in, come all the way down on the belly. Take the feet flat. Drag your palms into the ground for cobra pose or upward dog, where the arms start to straighten and you root through the tops of the feet. Knees lift, arching, lifting the chest on the inhale. Exhale, tuck the toes. Press your way back to downward dog. Find your smooth, steady breath in that downward dog. Step the feet a little closer and swing the left heel high. Three-legged dog. Keep tractioning that right hip crease straight back on the inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your left foot through. Touch your right knee down. Take the top of your right foot flat. Take your time to feel stable. Knit your ribs in. Reach your arms overhead. Crescent lunge. Anjanasana. Let's inhale, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, hands frame that front foot. Tuck your right toes, lift your right thigh. Plant your palms and lightly step the left foot back into plank. And then lower all the way down through chaturanga. Back of head's in alignment with the tailbone as you come all the way down. Take your feet flat. Shoulder blades right on the back. Inhale, press on up into upward dog, rooting through the tops of the feet, lifting the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Smooth breathing. When you exhale all the way out, imagine the tailbone catching the exhale like a catcher's mitt, where you pause for a moment at the end of the exhale. Now stretch your right heel high into three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, lightly step your right foot between the hands. Spin your left heel down and cartwheel up into Warrior Two. Virabhadrasana 2. Gazing over the right fingertips. Rotate your palms up, let the shoulder blades glide onto the back. Look over your left fingertips. Root through your left foot. Then sink the hips down. See that your left hand is lifting in the same plane as your right hand. Then palms down and Warrior Two, spreading the toes on your feet. Turn your right palm up and let's reverse the warrior. Left hand to left thigh, right arm sweeps up and over. Keep dropping that right thigh bone down. Let's inhale, straighten that right leg all the way. Exhale, wrap that right hip crease underneath and reach long through the right fingertips. Reach your right hand down to the floor or a block at the highest height on the outside of your right heel. Drawing your ribs in, start to extend your left fingertips up toward the ceiling. And you can have your gaze be neutral. If your neck fatigues, you can always look down. But if it's available, you can even turn and look up at the hand in the air. Don't overdo. Good. That left hip point rolls forward and down just slightly. Both feet anchor. One more inhale. When you exhale, reach your left fingertips away from that left heel and start to take that lateral side bend where we start to hang the right rib cage down toward your right thigh. And the right rib cage is kind of crunching in a little bit into the side waist. And you breathe along that left side in that lateral side bending triangle. We're going to inhale there and exhale. Reach the left fingertips toward the ground, tented fingers. Swing the left heel over the toes and bend your right knee as we come into a twisting lunge. Right hand on your back. Left hand's on the ground or a block if you need it. Drop your right knee over the heel. And let's take an inhale. You can extend your right fingertips up. Exhale, release that right hand down. And we'll step right into three-legged dog. And then look at your left foot and walk your hands toward your left foot as you continue to press your right heel up into a variation of standing split. Whatever amount you're able to lift that right heel is fine. You don't have to overdo. Your left hand can be on the outside of that left foot, or the left hand can wrap behind your left calf as you fold. Let your head hang. And then as you start to inhale, we're going to make our way back slowly into a plank pose. Lower your right toes down, coming into plank. Bring your knees down. Come all the way onto the belly. Once you're on the belly, zip your feet together, big toes touch. Reach your arms around. Root through the pelvis, lift up into locust pose. Toes and fingers stretch straight back. Lengthen the back of the head away from the tail. One more inhale, inner thighs spiral in and down, look forward. Exhale, palms under elbows, tuck the toes. You can either press through child's pose to get to your downward dog, or right up through plank. We'll meet in downward dog again. And connect back to your breath, finding that smooth, steady breath through the nose. We have a quality of steadiness and ease in the effort that you're putting in. Stretch that left heel high for three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Float the left foot through lightly. Spin the right heel down and come on up into warrior two. Find your bearings. So you press the feet down and apart. Gently gaze over the left fingertips. Drop that left knee down directly over the ankle. The lower ribs are drawing in toward the belly button. Palms rotate up so the shoulder blades melt down on the back. Look over your right hand. Root through your right foot. Inhale, exhale, drop down a little lower. Tailbone drops, warrior two. Left palm flips up, reverse warrior. Right hand slides down the right outer thigh. Left arm sweeps up and overhead. Gazing up toward the ceiling. Keep dropping that left thigh bone as you inhale, left side waist. Exhale, slowly start to straighten that left leg all the way. Hinge that hip crease in and under the pelvis. So that left sitting bone tucks underneath as you reach long, long, long. And then the left hand can come down onto the floor, or I like to use a block sometimes to give you that sense of the floor moving up into your hand and takes a little pressure out of your lower back and hip joint. So there's not a lot of pressure in that left hand. You can stay here in that moderate version, looking down at your left foot. If it's available, you start to wrap your left rib toward the right rib and extend your right fingertips up. If you have a block, maybe it comes to a lower setting as you stay for a couple breaths, or that left hand could also touch the floor. Breathing there. You feel the outside edge of that right foot press. Breathing. If your neck fatigues, you can always look down. I'm going to take one more inhale and then reach your right arm away from the outside edge of your right foot and start to hang into a lateral side bend on this side of the triangle with the right fingertips gently reaching down as if you're reaching for your left toes. We keep pressing through the ball of the left foot and the outer left heel. You may be able to bring your left hand all the way to the floor. Just hang, keep drawing that right shoulder blade onto the back. And then inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, release your right hand down, bend through your left knee, swing your right heel over the toes. And we're coming into a twist. Left hand comes on to the back, or the left fingertips can extend up. Strong lift through that right thigh. Nice, soft breathing. One more inhale. Exhale, release that left hand down. And we're going to step right back into three-legged dog. And then start to walk your hands toward your right foot as you fold over that right thigh. You come up into standing split. So gradually, you start to melt the forehead down. The left leg lifts any amount. The right hand can either be on the floor or the right hand can come behind your calf. And the left fingertips are light on the ground. And you breathe there. Smooth breathing. Then as you exhale, you start to slowly walk the hands back. And you release that left foot down and you find a plank position, and we'll let the hips drop and take this variation of upward dog with the toes tucked under. Spread your chest. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, back to downward dog. And then wave into plank. Come all the way down onto your belly, however you get there. We're going to take the feet flat. Point your toes toward the back of your head. There you go. Laying the front of your hips long all the way to the center of the knee. Then reach for the tops of the feet if that's available. If that's not available, take the version of locust pose with straight arms and legs. If you're able to kick the hands into the feet into the hands, and find Dhanurasana. Breathing through the belly. Breathing into the belly. And when you inhale, extend your chest forward, and then exhale. Gently release forehead to floor. Release your backs of the hands down. Start to windshield wiper so the forehead or the chin can rest on the floor as you windshield wiper your toes side to side. And then slowly extend your feet back. Take your palms under the elbows and press back into child's pose with the big toes touching. Let the tailbone drop toward the heels as you exhale out. Take a couple of smooth, steady breaths. Gradually, you can soften your elbows and let the whole upper body melt as the tailbone drops down toward that space between your toes. Now we're going to press through the tops of the feet. Start to drop the tail, draw the belly in, and slowly come up to sit on your heels. Bring your knees in, look up toward the sky. Let your head fall back. Inhale. And exhale back to neutral. Coming back to neutral, go ahead and sit over to the right. Swing the legs around. Find Dandasana, staff pose. And then take your palms behind you onto the ground. Fingertips are pointing toward your outside of your heels. You're going to draw the shoulder blades on the back and then start to point your toes toward the front of your mat. And then lift your tailbone and come up to Purvottanasana, whatever amount, trying to bring the toes toward the ground. Lift your chest, look up on the inhale. Exhale, you start to melt down slowly till the sitting bones come down. Flex your feet, reach for the toes, taking that Paschimottanasana where you broaden the chest toward your feet and look down. Inner thighs move in and down toward your mat. And go ahead and look forward. Inhale, exhale, fold. Your hands are reaching around to the outer feet, toes, or even just the shins or the floor. Breathing for a moment. Remember your intention for practice. Take your hands toward the outside edges of your thighs, like where the seam of your leggings or your pants would be, and press like you're trying to press those quadriceps in toward each other a little bit. Inner thighs melting in and down as you sit up tall. And then we're inching forward toward the front of your mat. And we're going to come on to the back and hug your knees right in. Hug your knees right in toward your body. Giving a squeeze. Bring your left foot on the ground and extend your right foot straight up toward the ceiling. hands behind the thigh bone, calf, ankle, or reach for your toes. If it's available, slide your left leg out straight and draw that whole right leg in toward your body. As you draw that right leg toward your body, draw your ribs in and bring your face toward your leg toward your face, exhaling out. Let your head gently fall back. Release your right foot onto the ground. Pressing through your right foot, squeeze that left thigh in. Tractioning that left thigh in. Shoulders soft. Then extend your left foot up. Hands behind the thigh bone, calf, ankle, or reaching up for the toes. And slide your right leg out straight if that feels okay. Opening the whole energetic line in the back of the leg from the center of the heel down to the center of the hip joint. You can open your elbows, draw your ribs in, bring your face towards your leg toward your face as you exhale. Then release that left foot down. Pressing through your left foot, hug your right knee in, and then hug your left knee in. And then open your knees, reach your arms in between the knees, and reach for the outside of the ankles, shins, or the outside edges of the feet. Finding happy baby. You can rock and massage your back. And then go ahead and release your feet onto the floor. Give the feet a good press. Then extend one leg out and the other leg out. And we find our Savasana. You can feel free to get comfortable, clothing, socks, blankets, whatever you need to feel really supported. Let the floor totally cradle the back body in your Savasana. Let the brain relax. Let your awareness stretch out into all the darkest corners of the body, bringing light, bringing healing, anywhere that needs it. And encouraging through this deep relaxation, harmony and balance to return to the systems of the body. Finding that natural harmony between mind, body, spirit. In the space of quiet, accessing a deep sense of trust in your own intuition, a deep sense of trust in your own inner knowing and your own inner capabilities. And feeling free to rest in Shavasana as long as you would like. Eventually, your awareness moving into the toes and fingers, and you wiggle gently. Take a big stretch, reaching the arms overhead, hitting the restart button. Taking time to gently and with compassion hug the knees in, inviting a hug, inviting compassion for exactly where you're at today. And when you're ready, take your time to roll to either side that's comfortable and press your way up to sit. And we'll meet in an upright cross-legged seat when you're ready. Joining together again in a tall upright seat, shoulder blades relaxing on the back. Let's reach the arms out and up on the inhale. Exhale, press the hands down through the central channel, bringing the thumbs to the center of the chest. Let's honor each other, this practice, and all of our intentions with the chant of a single Om on the exhale. Om. Thanking yourself for showing up today on your mat. And I'm wishing you joy, peace, health, strength, courage, and trust on the journey. Namaste. Grateful for your presence here. Please hit that subscribe button. That super thanks button even supports my channel. And I can't say thanks enough for your presence here. Keep it up. A little bit of yoga every day is so important to maintain a sense of balance between mind, body, and spirit. See you next time. Take care. You are the best. Keep it up.